All right, thanks again for doing that for us. That was Flava D with her track Happy off her EP More Life, is that right?
More Love.
More Love. More Life is Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
Right.
God.
Let's start again.
Yeah. Hey guys, DJ Ravine here, and we are here at Point Blank Music School with Flava D, and she is going to show us one of her tracks and break it down for us.
Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, I'm a DJ/producer. I make everything from house, garage, bassline, grime. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk you through a track by me and Misfire. It's called Happy, and I'm just going to explain like the creation process.
Let's have a little listen to the track.
Yeah, I started the track pretty simple, where it's just the drums. I have a harp. And this was, I think this was actually from Native Instruments. In this section, I bring in the chords. So yeah, that's the chords. I find like with FM8, you can get some really nice sort of pads in it, and that's what I tend to go for with like a lot of my melodies.
Just a question about with the chords, right? Just interesting, like what is your background as a musician? Are you classically trained or?
No, I'm not trained like at all. I've never done music theory or anything. Like people always ask that, but I've always played by ear. And
so self-taught?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I couldn't even tell you what chord that is, but I just hear it in my head, and then I just like, I can either play it in or I'll pencil it in with the mouse. I have a lot of layers with my hats as well, so I'm going to play them on solo. I've actually got a snare in there, I'll mute that. So yeah, when the chords come in, I have these extra layers. And what I did with those is I actually pan these as well, just to make it sound wider. Can you kind of hear that? It's just like different layers, like left and right, and then you've got some in the center. So it's just the auto pan. I've got one of mine that I made and then just saved. So it's kind of, if I just put it on all the hats, you can kind of hear. So I've got like this on one layer, and you can control how wide the pan goes. So yeah, I tend to do that a lot. So we have that section with the chords, and then I add in this sub. So that's the first space that comes in, and filtered that. I actually added an EQ8. I boosted the lows in that. So as I go towards the drop, I have some more elements that come in. So I've got like a snare build, I've got a sample that has like brass in it as well. So I'll play this section. So it was originally a lot faster. So what I did was I just basically cropped it, slowed it down, pitched it to how I wanted, and then added some reverb on it. Then I've got my effects, like my sweep, which, you know, just makes the impact of the drop more effective. And then I have my snare build. So what I did, so with that, it's just basically snares, and then I raise up the volume, just going towards a drop. I took the lows out, added a lot of things I actually add from Ableton as well is the ping pong delay, which
it's a great
I use it on
effect.
everything
So
nearly, and you know, it has that really subtle, but it just widens the sound as well.
So tell us a bit about the vocals.
So the vocals, so this is from Miss Fire. She sent the vocals through before I actually made the track. It was vocals that hadn't been used on anything. And so let me just play some of these. And I did chop up a lot of them for the verse. So I'll play it before it drops in.
So baby, if you let me, I will make you happy. Oh, happy. Oh, oh, oh.
So what I did was, if I like make this one big loop, so what I did was I took sections of that and then I took some elements and I would like export that one bit and then pitch it, so I'm basically sampling just so that it fits with the beat. So it adds that kind of quirky element.
Do you do that all in just the audio editor in Ableton, just transposing it?
Yeah, so what I would do, so for example, I had this, so I would double click that, or like, usually what I would do, I would consolidate that, and if I want to make it shorter, so I would just kind of like, and then, or I would take one bit, like this one bit, and then literally crop that again and make that slow. But literally just like customize the shit out of it. I enhanced the vocals slightly on this as well. I added something from Waves, which is a really good thing to put on vocals, so I'll play it without, and you can kind of hear that it does bring it out slightly. So this is without.
So intertwined. So baby, if you let me out.
This is like very subtle, but it just kind of like brightens the vocal a bit. And then on the second verse, she comes in with her original vocal.
Know what you thinking, boy? I wanna be yours more than looking, boy. Just yours, just yours.
What comes in as well, so on the second half of the verse, I have the other top layer of the bass, which is this, which I played before. So you have this bit, it's just the sub. So all this is this was actually a sample, slight reverb. And then you have the bells that come in too. So going to the chorus again, I'm just going to play it before that drops in. So I have this thing here, it's just an effect. I like to add that in a lot of my beats. It's just like a reversed. And I mean, what that originally sounds like is that I slightly slowed it down. I added the ping pong effect, and it's just like a nice background noise. And also a new sound comes in. It's actually a stab of a flute that I just took and I manually pitched up, so that by itself would sound like.
That is a block of sound.
Yeah. So what I did was I took that one sound and then I made it shorter, pitched it, and then I copied and pasted and then just pitched it to the keys that I wanted.
I hear some ping pong.
No, actually, no, just
reverb.
reverb. Yep, and I've got this, let This is a really good thing. This is a utility in Ableton, and it kind of, it just turns the sound into stereo, but very slightly, so it's really like minor changes, but you just phase it left and right. And I mean, this beat's about 2.5 years old, so there's a lot of things I probably would have done different now in terms of mix down, but this was like my way of, I don't know, adding stereo in.
Cool.
And yeah, with the hats again, there's like, I mean, I've got a lot of hats going on here. There's like four different layers. You've got the main hat. There's like 2 different hats there. So like.
So hats are quite important in this genre of music.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
So they add a lot of groove to the drum beat.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can make a house beat or a garage beat, but you could change literally a few hats into a different groove, and you go from house to like speed garage, or it's just, it can change the approach completely.
With your hats, do you add any swing to it, or do you just go
solo that? See, there's nothing really going on there, but then once I put this sound in, it just gives it like that more bouncy feel, which is this. And what I did with that is just I changed the groove to triplet grid, and then you just kind of like mess around with it until it fits with the other hats, and then it gives you that kind of garagey feel to it. And also I've got some snares in here. See that? And what that is, that's the snare. So if I just play the snare on solo. So what I did, I took one of those, and then I added like a flanger. So it's like, I took some of the lows out, and then yeah, it's pretty simple as that. It just adds that swing again to give it that garage feel.
I've had some other producers tell me flanger is a really, really great way to get variation on a single sound, because it's constantly moving and it makes each one sound completely different.
Yeah, definitely. And even like on build-ups, like if you got the snare, if you add that effect to it, it just like can like intensify a build-up. So yeah, that's something I've been doing lately too.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's that section, and then I have the snares coming in again. So this is like approaching the outro of the track. You can hear the flute coming in there as well. And also what I did was, I don't know if you noticed, but the first bass in the drop, it's slightly different. So this is the first drop. And then on the outro drop, it's slightly different. And I tend to do that on a lot of my beats, is kind of switch it up, even if it's just a few notes on the second or the outro, because it kind of just keeps it interesting.
Well, we live in the realm of electronic dance music anyway, so
I know,
that's the name of the game.
Yeah. So towards the outro as well, everything just simplifies, and I take some of the hats out, take some of the sounds out, and
All right, thanks again for that. That was Flava D with her track Happy from her EP More Love. Where can they get that? They can get that everywhere now, right?
Yep. It's on Bandcamp. Some of it's on Spotify, but if you Google Flava D More Love, you'll find it.
Cool, sweet.
And of course, if you guys want to learn more about music production, Ableton Live, Logic, all that good stuff, check out pointblankmusicschool.com. We've got some freebies, some free online courses. So go and check that out, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Invitation.